Hello everyone, welcome back. Another Toolbox session. We're with Phil, but this time we are indoors in the studio. Phil's had some complaints of his driver as of recent, so similar to what we did with Mark and Paul, we're on the flight scope. We'll get some numbers, we'll see where his numbers are at first and foremost, and then we'll make some changes and hopefully get him fixed and sorted. Let's get into it. Right, so carry numbers are kind of where we usually see them with these dodgy golf balls. A couple of things that we are seeing though. Path is 6.5 degrees left quite consistently. So we've messed around with path before. We've got it like going left, we've got it going right to it, some draws and whatnot. Your baselines at minute are quite far to the left. So the most left that you swung that one was 8.8 degrees, and we've not had one that came within 3 degrees of being square. Yeah. Angle of attack. Angle of attack is on average 2.3 degrees up, so that's a good thing. So we're working it on the up, yeah, which is good. So maximising numbers in that sense, but just bringing it too far to the left, that's all. Face path, here we go. So every instant, that face is twisted open to a path. So you know how you see all these numbers, it's 8.4 right, 6.1 right. If your face was 0, and your face was twisted, path was 0, sorry, face twisted, open, that's when you start to see these numbers become right, yeah. What effect that has on the spin axis of the golf ball is it means that it spins everyone to the right. You can see that. So if we're to hit it straighter, we need to reduce this number. If we're going to draw it, we will see that with an L next to it, left, tilting the other way. Okay. Okay. When we now have a look at your swing, so
probably swinging a bit over the top on there.
No, the backswing is something very unusual to you. Normally with Phil, so as a bit of background, we've been working together for like, what, 2 years now? Something like that?
Year and a half, I think.
Yeah, so I know your swing like better than most really. You have quite, when I first started to see you, a real shallow backswing in the sense that your lead arm will get quite low, right?
The homework you gave us before this was feel like you're stretching.
Yeah,
so that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, have a look at this. So this is takeaway now. As you start to work it, just on the way back, you'll see that it gets very much kind of like pushed out to start. That way, yeah. So it's really accentuated. Lead arm gets a little bit into a better position than what we would normally see.
Still a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, not turning as much, I think, in this instance. And then from there, you see you deliver it from a out to in position. So whereas beforehand, your swing was very much like a rotational move, where it was in to square to in. Now it's kind of got to the case where it's out to start with and then down and out to come through. Right. So feelings we'll be tapping into today is definitely more swinging around your body and seeing if we can control that foot pace at the same time. Okay. Right, so let me show you. I'll get a different driver. So here's what we're seeing handle and head both being pushed out at the same time, and then that's reflected on the downswing. So the club is kind of coming from a position where you're sending it on the way back. Right. So what I want to see ideally is a little bit more shoulder turn. So feeling as though we're getting this chest on the way back pointed more towards that back wall, instead of not turning as much and just kind of shoving them arms out that way. Yeah. Numbers wise, I'll get the flat to go back up. We'll judge success today by looking at that spin axis number. So I definitely want to see that not curve as much to the right, because that's what's hampering it at the minute, isn't it? I think you've got to a point with them curves out, it's just a bit uncontrollable at the minute. So if I want to replicate your move with this crazy offset driver that I've got here, so by kind of going out and high and then same again on the downswing. So now changing that, if you looked at like the way that this club will move that way back compared to what I'd like it to, ideally. Chest just turns open more, feel as though club's more behind you and pointed to this wall as opposed to being out and up here, and then way down it's coming from this inside position and not outside position. Yeah? Okay. We'll probably see some funkiness to start with, but as them feelings get a little bit more normal throughout the session, we'll probably see some success. So I'll just change this so it's driving over. That's it, that's better. Straight away.
Good coach.
Right, so your path on that one, with the first swing in, you do move, it's changed to 1.1 degrees left. The spin axis is down to 2.5 degrees right. So minimal curve, yeah?
Well, that's what I need to do off the tee.
And that is it for today's session, everyone. So thanks very much for watching.
Let's see if I can replicate that.
That's a little bit out and way back.
Was it?
Yeah. So like hands are staying in and get that chest turning a bit more. Yeah, that's better. Okay. As long as we get your body moving in a more functional way to start with, that's what I'm after.
Right.
So I always relate it back to numbers, and in this instance, your foot path is now moved to 2 degrees right.
Okay.
So we know how it's always a case of like there's 6 or 7 things that happen at impact, and if there's one that goes slightly astray, you get some crazy shots like that. If again you're doing 4 or 5 things right, then we're winning.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's better. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, that was put on there.
Right, so look at this now. Path 0.3 degrees right. That's pretty good. Angle of attack 5 up. You're really maximising what you've got there. Spin axis, this is now 3.5 degrees right. It was right before, but nowhere near that severity. Spin axis, this is a big one. So now we're seeing on average it's 4.4 degrees to the right, whereas before, on average, it was 18.7 degrees to the right. So you've cut your curvature rate, it's curving 4 times less than what it was initially. So keep it up. We haven't fixed it after 5 swings, unfortunately. As much as we like to think that we have.
Feel like you don't break your wrists because to stop me overswing.
Yeah.
So that felt really weak from what I was doing, but the ball was going 30 yards further than I could hit it alright. So that led me to think you really do have to exaggerate the feelings to.
Of course. And that's kind of been echoed in because you're one of the people that, like, for instance, from the last time I seen you, which was only 2 weeks ago, your swing seems so much different. It looks so much different, and you have such crazy tendencies. So maybe my job is just a case of keeping it under wraps, just keeping, because like we know, like the last 10, 15 shots that you've hit, this is as good as I've seen you at the driver. So it's probably as much of a case of measuring now as it is changing when necessary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Describe that feeling, that what you just did, in order to hit like a real straight ball. So the shot that we hit just before that was like, path was good, path was very neutral, but we still had a bit of a fade. What did you change from shot to shot?
It feels a little bit more like I'm taking it away a little bit more inside.
Got you, yeah, that's the feeling.
Trying more shoulder turn.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, good. Yeah, much better. That start line's a lot better now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get the best straight there, but it was
very straight in flight.
Yeah.
So earlier we saw spin axes of like 16 degrees right, and now it's at 0.4. That's pretty straight, Phil. That's pretty straight. We're just looking through a lot of numbers now. We're doing the big summary. So we've hit quite a lot of shots in both sets. We've seen carry picked up since we made this change. We have seen ball speed pick up since we made this change. We've seen efficiency move up since we made this change. This is the big one for me. Spin axis was on average 18.7 degrees right, so there's a bit of tilt that way in order to create the fade spin. We're now down at 1.5 left, so you're hitting like a minimal teeny tiny draw. So path has moved from 7.5 degrees left to 2 degrees right. Angle of attack, quite interestingly, has got more up with the change that we made. So 2 things that we normally associate.
That's a good thing with the driver, though, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And they come together though. So most often, more down you hit, the more left your path is. And in this instance, we're hitting a right path more, so angle of attack moves up as well. So that's just normal, really. So everything that we wanted to see improve has done. Should we just keep it to some nice drives?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best thing to do while you're on hot street like this is just keep going.
Okay. Let's try and have a couple more.
Right then, just to finish, so we started this session seeing big curves to the right with the driver, made a couple of swing changes. What are those swing changes like to you, mate? What's the feeling now?
Feels like I'm taking the club a lot more inside and wrapping around, trying to get more of a shoulder turn.
Yep,
and
perfect. Good.
yeah, it's straightened things up.
What have we seen flight-wise from where we started to where we are now?
I'm hitting more up on the ball now,
Yep.
so getting better flights, a lot less spin to the right as well.
Yeah,
so,
perfect. So
and a
big
lot less out to in swing. So.
Yeah, so swing pass improved, spin axis has changed, so we're seeing more draws now than we are slices and fades, all that kind of stuff. So top work. Well done,
Thank
mate.
you.
Good, that.